trust and believe there's a reason why the Eagles haven't found their head coach yet. And it's not just because they started late. What's good, Eagles fans? This is your boy, Tone DeShields II, and y'all are tuned into y'all dose of Chalk It Up, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just gotta turn this to the game. So, you guys, the Philadelphia Eagles have been still searching for their head coach. So many other teams have found their coach, and I haven't been dropping videos these past few days. Life is happening for me pretty quickly, you guys. I'm in a transition period between a move. Like I said, I recently got engaged, taking on some new endeavors, business-wise and career-wise. So things have definitely started to move a little bit faster for me. My time constraints have gotten a little tighter, but I'm never too busy for you guys. But the Philadelphia Eagles, their coaching search has continued to no avail. And right now, the pick of the litter is starting to get very, very slim. And right now, the Eagles are missing out on some good hires, in my humble opinion, and I can't be totally shocked. I can't see anyone really wanting to take this job, knowing what they know about the dynamic of this organization, knowing that Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman refuse to take a back seat and refuse to let the football minds actually work. I don't understand how you want to get out of a hole, you want to succeed, you want to be better, but you want to continue with the same mantra, the same dogma, the same mindset that got you here in the first place. It doesn't necessarily make any sense to me. Howie Roseman, time and time again, has done this organization an injustice, and you're expecting him to change his stripes. He's been the same Tiger for years. Let's just talk about all the different coaching hires we missed out on, because I honestly believe, we waited too long to get rid of Doug Peterson. A week too long, as a matter of fact. And on top of that, the job just isn't as sexy as other jobs. Our cap space is terrible. Our roster needs some fine tuning. Our front office doesn't seem to really know what they're doing, and they have this weird dying need to fall on their sword because they're on a power trip. But again, let's just talk about the coaching hires we missed out on. We missed out on Robert Saleh, Urban Meyer to the Jacksonville Jaguars, Brandon Staley, who was the defensive coordinator for the Rams, became the head coach for the Los Angeles Chargers. Like I said, Robert Saleh, former defensive coordinator for the 49ers, now is the head coach for the New York Jets. Arthur Smith, former offensive coordinator for the Tennessee Titans, now is the head coach for the Atlanta Falcons. We missed out on those pretty good hires. Arthur Smith is an amazing offensive mind, so they say. Robert Saleh, an amazing defensive mind. Brandon Staley, a strong defensive mind. And Urban Meyer, an offensive mind as well, one of the most winningest coaches in college history. So there's some pedigree behind that. But again, the Eagles haven't found their coach right now. We're at that point where we're still trying to figure out who's going to fit the best and who's going to be able to pull us out of this hole, who has the best vision. And honestly, from my humble opinion, I feel like we haven't found the right coach or the coach for us because Howie and Jeffrey Lurie are still on this power trip. They still believe that if they maintain control of personnel and so on and so forth, things can be better. No. Allow your coach that knows football, that knows his roster, knows his scheme, to go get the players he wants. I don't understand why Howie Roseman wants to have so much control over personnel when he's not a football mind. He's not a football guy. Never has been, never will be. He's a numbers guy. There's nothing wrong with being able to crunch numbers and restructure contracts, and you have a purpose. You have a role. You're still the GM, but you just can't make football decisions, my guy, and that's okay. That's okay. Right now, the Eagles' coaching options, as it stands, looks like Josh McDaniels, who is right now the Patriots OC. Eric Bieniemy, who is the Chiefs OC right now. Who else? Kellen Moore, who's the Cowboys OC. Brian DeBole, who's the Bills OC. Joe Brady, who's the Panthers OC. Ryan Day, who's the Ohio State head coach right now. Jerry Mayo, who's the Patriots linebacker coach. Mike Kafka, Chiefs QB coach. Todd Bowles, who we're supposed to be interviewing today, who was the Buccaneers DC. They had an amazing game against the New Orleans Saints last night. They pretty much shut them down, made them extremely uncomfortable. It's just, we're just at that point. Oh, and can't forget the guy, Deuce Staley, who is already on our roster right now as a running backs coach and a coaching assistant. But again, I can't stress it enough that this team will not get out of the hole if we continue to play the way we've been playing, coach the way we've been coaching, and lead the way we've been leading. Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman must fall back. I don't understand what they believe is supposed to happen after letting go of your Super Bowl winning coach. Because in my humble opinion, I thought Doug would end up staying. All he would have to do is bring an OC in. But as it turns out, his plan was to put Press Taylor as OC, and that wasn't sitting right with Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman, so he ended up getting fired. Okay, fine, I'll take that. But when you bring in a new guy, he wants to bring in his staff. He wants to bring in his OC, his defensive coordinator. He wants to get the players he wants. I don't understand why Howie Roseman wants to continue to cut his nose despite his face. At the end of the day, if our new head coach looks good, you look good. And if you look good, Jeffrey Lurie looks good. And honestly, I feel like Jeffrey Lurie, at this point, he really doesn't care how it gets done. He just wants things to change. But he's so enamored by Howie Roseman. He must be wrapped around Howie Roseman's pinky to the point where Howie Roseman can say anything to Jeffrey, and Jeffrey will be like, you know what? I trust you, Howie. I trust you. But at this point, Howie Roseman's contract, I believe, is on his last year this year, and I would not re-sign him to an extension. I just wouldn't. Howie Roseman has time and time again showed us that he's incapable of spotting talent. Time and time again. Jeffrey Lurie was questioned about it. He can't give you a straight answer. Keep covering Howie Roseman's ass. Howie Roseman, when he's asked about it, he can't give you straight answers. You know, at this point, this team is constantly finding scapegoats in Doug Peterson, in Marty Morningweg, and Mike Groh, and Rich Scangrello. There's just so many scapegoats, and not getting rid of the real callous of this of this city, of this town, of this organization, and that's Howie Roseman. We will not win. We will not succeed unless Howie Roseman is out of this building. And we got the number 6 pick overall coming up. And I have a feeling he's going to find a way to screw it up. I really pray he doesn't, but I have a feeling that he will find a way. But like I said, if we want this team to make it out of purgatory, to make it out of hell at least, we need a coaching hire that's going to change and shift the entire fabric of this organization, shift the entire mold of this team and how they move, how they think right now. We need to get back to a winning culture. We need to find someone who's willing to take on the Carson Wentz issue. And I feel like right now they're only acknowledging coaching hires who are willing to take on the Carson Wentz issue. There may be some guys who want to just totally wash their hands of it and move on, but you can tell they're waiting for someone, or they're just dying to find someone who's all in on Carson Wentz or who believes they can fix him. I don't know how possible of a job that is. I'm a Carson Wentz fan personally. I know some people get on me about being a Carson Wentz apologist, but it is what it is. I personally like Carson Wentz, and I believe he still has a lot left in the tank. And when he's on, he's on. It's proven. It's just that simple. But I'll leave it at that, you guys. The Eagles need to really bear down, stop cutting their nose despite their face, and really find a coaching hire that's going to help this team. And most importantly, get out of their own way. If you want someone to come in and fix this team, let them fix it. Don't continue to ride their back and micromanage. And when they spot someone they want in free agency or in the draft and it makes sense, don't overstep them. Don't put your finger on them, Howie Roseman. Help them, elevate them, give them a chance to make a decision, because all your decisions clearly are not following through or panning out. But I'll leave it at that, you guys. I'm your humble host, Tone DeShields II, and y'all was tuning to y'all dose of Chalk It Up, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. New subscribers, new people to the content. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure y'all share with your friends and family. Share with your fellow sports fans, your fellow Eagles fans. I'm so grateful for y'all support. If y'all been loyal to the soil, y'all already know where my heart is. Y'all continue to like, comment, man. I'm grateful. Also, make sure y'all cop up on y'all Chalk It Up merch as well. I lower the prices to make everything much more affordable for you guys. And also, I want to apologize, you guys, for dropping videos so short and far between. Again, I'm in the middle of a transition period. I'm going to be moving out of this setting very, very soon at the end of the month. I recently got engaged. You know, so many things have been happening in the midst of my life right now, taking on new career endeavors. So, again, I'm grateful for you guys locking in with me and staying loyal to the soil and committing yourselves to me for the long run. I'm grateful because this off season is going to be entertaining. Shout out to guys like Joey Shakes for holding it down. Shout out to guys like Philly Fresh for holding it down. Philly Notion for holding it down. Philly the podcast, the Philly Talk podcast with Philly Mike, Gate City, running back Philly, Philly Take with RB, Darius Dalton. Who else? Philly 500. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all those guys that's doing it on a high level. Lord Brunson, Shout out to all those guys that's been holding y'all down with the Eagles content, because they do it on a very high level. And those guys, man, I'm just trying to keep up with them. But once again, I'm your humble host, Tone the Shields II. And y'all was tuning to y'all dose, so chalk it up. Where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge to the game. One love, y'all, and fly Eagles fly.